the idea, the enterprise idea of a smarter planet was born. A world getting smarter through instrumentation, being interconnected and being more intelligent, and a planet that had real human issues around people, companies, and institutions, that was about man-made systems and nature's own systems. We helped with make it sticky. The chubby was a way of just, showing that this was a kind of idea for the world, and the language around smarter planet. And thought pieces were done in every vertical industry that IBM worked within to help reveal how the world could be smarter, how the world could change and operate in new ways to get past these systemic issues. These ads went on the walls of the White House. They went all over the world as a basis for, this was a company now providing a point of view about what it thought, why it mattered in the world. And so their system is simple, based on the enduring idea of we're about making progress happen with a core set of values that were consistently held for decades and decades, delivery through and experience through the IBMer, and serving the forward thinkers who were really going to take on the world's toughest challenges. They had a prescription for how to think about where the enterprise would be. And they went from you're a dinosaur to IBM is back, IBM is winning and successful. They celebrated their 100th anniversary that was both past and forward, right? What are we all about? What do we stand for? What do we believe in? Where are we going for the future? Now, this is a recent cover from 2014. Nothing changes, right? Is IBM still relevant? Is IBM going to be cool? This is not something they take for granted. And Ginny Rometty is now out there, helping, and she's talking about the things all of you are dealing with every single day, whether it's cloud, whether it's mobility, whether it's the power of social connection, whether it's new forms of networks, but all of this in a context that's larger than just the plumbing or the data or the technology, that's built around what is IBM's place in the world. So while you have C-suite leadership that's critical in new age communications, I just want to quickly cover the trust crisis. Because in my mind, this is the biggest threat to all of us, to brands, to people, to communities, to everything that we take for granted. Trust is really at historic lows, absolutely historic lows. David Brooks from the New York Times talks about, from 1930 to 1980, if you ask people what percentage of the American public believed in government to do the right thing, you got numbers in the 70%, 80% range. Today, they barely get to 20%. And it doesn't matter whether you're talking about government, businesses, major institutions, just trust is just completely declined. I won't play this clip, but you've all seen these interviews. You've all seen this conversation going on, whether it's trust in sports, trust in our religious institutions, trust in just about anything of scale and significance. It's at record lows. You know who the two highest rated groups from trust were just a couple of years ago? Small businesses and the police. One's probably still high up there, one not so much. And so, this is just now unbelievably pervasive. This is the National Journal. I'll share my slides later, but you'll just see some of the reporting here. But it's, it's utterly depressing. And then for those of you in financial services, organized labor, banks, big business, the media, you're at the bottom. The bottom is Congress. Nobody gets lower than Congress. But this is, you might say, well, those are traditional institutions. This is as much true for the new age institutions. Look at Google. There's something, Google's under attack every single day. They do amazing things, they have amazing vision and product, but they're not immune to this. Apple, how could Apple be under them? They make amazing products. They had this iconic CEO. Well, ask Tim Cook what it's been like to deal with labor practices in Asia, or talk about, if one of the most impressive CEO presentations I've ever heard is the talk he gave to Goldman Sachs explaining the risks in the supply chain. I mean, it was just an amazing, and he went into great detail about what he's had to do to kind of really uncover all this. And now the public reveal of his sexual orientation. I mean, can you imagine 5 years ago that would become something that a CEO would have to stand up and be recognized by? I mean, it's just extraordinary. But it goes to the depth of the trust gap. Same, Walmart's had their issues.